Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Haunted America. Today we have another installment of America's Encounters. Today's episode is sent in from Shawn T, a Kentucky man who has a tale of Erin Ridge Road for us. Without further ado, let's jump right into the episode. If you or someone you know has a story they would like sent into the show and read out loud on one of America's Encounters episodes, they can email us at Hauntedamericapodcast@gmail.com. That's Hauntedamericapodcast@gmail.com. So, as I said in the intro there, this story is from Shawn T, and he starts it off like this. This is a true story from Shawn T. The Tale of Erin Ridge Road. My name is Shawn T. A southern town in Kentucky hosts a dead-end road named Erin Ridge Road. At the end of this road is a small mobile home surrounded by dense woods. If you ever see this property, you will also notice that the home is surrounded in quartz rock. I'm not sure why. Looking back, it's almost as if it was meant to be a barrier, or like a circle of protection for the home. The atmosphere was heavy, it influenced how you felt, and the influence was always negative. My now ex-girlfriend, her grandchild, Gray, or my granddaughter, and myself stayed there. Soon after moving in, the negativity of the presence there began to take its toll on us and set its sights on Gray. Gray began to speak to us about a person named Jacob. He would look out into the wood line and tell us that Jacob lived out there and was very sad. We didn't think much of it until the noises started. Subtle, yet firm tapping on the walls began. Footsteps could be heard near the woodline, where Jacob supposedly was at. Late at night, sometimes, you could see a faint light in the direction of Jacob. I decided to investigate this light, thinking it could be a neighbor or possible intruder, but every time I got close, the light would vanish. It was also eerily quiet. The property is deep in the woods, however, no animals were heard. Just the sound of the phantom footsteps and tapping on the walls. The heavy atmosphere finally took its toll on myself. I became so depressed that it felt as if I had no control over my emotions. So much, in fact, I attempted to take my own life. My daughter and I still talk about Erin Ridge Road. I know something is there. I'm not sure exactly what it is, though. Thankfully, I moved away and soon got my life together. I will never go back there. Thanks for reading my story, Shawn T. Alright. A lot to talk about in this story here. First off, Shawn, thank you for sending in the story. Let me go back and kind of overlook some of this stuff here. If you guys are listening on YouTube or Spotify, I know you guys can comment. Drop your comments about this story and what you guys think. I just want to read again who you lived there with. Your ex-girlfriend. Okay. Let's start off with this. It doesn't say how old Gray is in this story, but it does say that it's his grandchild. Spirits often are able to be seen by small children. I think most of us know that. So maybe this was a spirit that liked to make its presence known to Gray. I don't know if I would classify this as demonic right away because it never did anything to Gray, but it did get a hold of your emotions. Maybe the spirit didn't like the fact that you were closer to Gray than the spirit was. Kind of like almost a what's the word I'm looking for? You guys know what I mean, right? Like the spirit felt that it should be closer to Gray type thing. I'm sorry, I'm having a brain fart right now. I do want to mention this. And I have a story that I'm about to read for another episode right after this, where I'm going to read this number again. He says that the spirit took so much control of his emotions that he felt he had no control of it himself, so much in fact that he tried to take his own life. The Suicide and Crisis Lifeline phone number is 988. If you or someone you know is going through depression or they feel like they want to take their own life, please share that number with them. It's a three number phone number. Pretty easy to remember. Save it in your phone. And if you ever need somebody to talk to, dial that number up and they provide free emotional support. Back to Shawn T's story here. I'm happy you moved away, and I'm happy you're doing better. I have a buddy that lives in Kentucky, actually, another listener of the show that just actually interviewed me the other day, and that episode should have already come out by the time you're listening to this one. Shawn, oh, my bad, guys. Shawn, if you feel like sharing exactly where in Kentucky this road is, maybe if there's ever a time I go up there to visit my buddy, I might be able to go check this out for myself. I find it also weird in this story. He says that there were you could hear the phantom footsteps and stuff out in the woods, but never any animal footsteps or anything out there. He would see the light and hear the footsteps of the phantom or of the spirit walking out on the edge of the woods. I'm sorry I can't add more to this. This story's just kind of, I don't know, it's kind of hitting me. Let me know what you guys think of this story down in the comments on YouTube or Spotify. Thank you guys for joining us on this episode of Haunted America. If you guys know anybody that wants to send in their story to be read out loud on the podcast, they can email us at Hauntedamericapodcast@gmail.com. Hauntedamericapodcast@gmail.com. Until next time, this has been Haunted America.